This is the Hypothetically Sound podcast,
hosted by Alec, Randy, and Xavier,
where we take a hypothetical look at the world around us,
exploring the what ifs, maybes, and how comes.
Join in on the unfiltered, raw, and real conversations as we explore the world around us. Welcome to Hypothetically Sound. We're coming at you guys with a new concept. Again, feels like we're always coming with a new concept, but this one's very simple. We're just going to talk about the weekly happenings, the trending topics, and just relax.
That we're into.
We're into nothing super political. Like, obviously, everything in the world is politicized now. Politicized, it's not a word. But anyways, we're just going to talk about some stuff. So today's episode, we're going to look at Avatar: The Last Airbender being made into a live action and everything surrounding that. Everything going on in the WWE. And then I got a fun little question for Alec towards the end. So,
okay.
Might as well just get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that like, follow, share it with all your friends. But Alex, so growing up, I know one of your favorite shows was Avatar: The Last Airbender.
And most definitely was.
There's been a lot of controversy. They make the second series that not everybody loved. They made a movie that nobody loved. The original creators have always tried to have their hand in things, but end up leaving during development, which happened with the Netflix's adaptation of The Last Airbender.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with, just before we get into any of the surrounding issues with the show, what is your hope for the show?
It's better than the movie. The bar is super low.
Mm-hmm.
And like going into it, that's like the only thing I hope is it's better than the movie. But as soon as it crosses that 1 foot jump, I guess, I'm not sure what to expect.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it or not, to be honest. But yeah, it just needs to be better than the movie off rip. If it's not, then like I think Avatar should just stay animated and never touched again by anything live action.
Definitely, this is its last life at live action. Like, you look at, like, for example, like Halo, how long it took them to make a live action, and they just completely destroyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they decided, which is fine for the Halo thing, because there's so many different iterations of Halo in general that it's just their own thing. So, like, if you're like, oh, it's based off, no, it's just they took everything and they made it their own. The Airbender has a very specific framework story, so there's not much for interpretation when it's already put out for you. The whole thing is there. You know what happens in the future. It talks about the past, the present, so you know what happens. It would be like, for example, we're reading The Hobbit right now, and The Hobbit in the movie is almost 1 for 1.
It's very similar,
there's not much deviation in the movie from the book. And that's what they need to do with this Netflix show, is stay with the sources, and we know they're not doing it because the sources left.
Yeah, pretty much. And like, it's already been proven that if you just stick to the source material, people will tend to like it more, i.e. One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
The most ridiculous fucking show they could do, and it was good.
Yeah, it was fantastic, and it got people that only watch the live action started watching the anime. That long, drawn-out anime people are watching. The 3,000 episodes or whatever it is.
It's like 1,000 something.
Yeah, just wild. But, so we know already that it's going to be slightly better than the movie because they actually pronounce the names correctly.
Yeah.
So that's good. And we know that the bending isn't reliant on needing the element there to do it. So firebenders can create fire, and waterbenders can use water. Like, obviously, waterbenders don't bend.
Actually, no, it's just fire. Like, firebending in the movie was dog water. Like, who carries around a fucking candle and a lighter to firebend, man? It's just weird.
Speaking of that, we know like blood bending is a thing. So that's the only way like waterbenders can, and it's only like a few people who can do it. Why is it that only firebenders can create the element? Why can't waterbenders create water out of their hand?
I've always questioned why they can't just take the moisture out of the air.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because like it shows that they one of the in a series, one of the characters, the bloodbending girl, woman, old lady, takes the water from like the flowers and the trees around her. Like, why can't you just do the moisture in the air?
And that makes me wonder, like this is totally off topic of what we're talking about. This is just Last Airbender, me wondering. Is it because the water tribe, unlike the fire tribe, even the earth tribe, isn't reliant on their bending for power? Like the fire benders only want power, so they're forcing their bending to move levels. And earthbenders, the same thing. They wanted power, so they made huge cities using their powers. And so their powers grew, where waterbenders are very simple tribes that like literally stay to themselves. And other than like the southern tribe, northern tribe, like the southern tribes just live in huts while the northern tribe like built a city using their powers, but they still didn't expand that much of their powers. You know what I mean? Like use it or lose it.
I guess, but then like you're just saying they're uncivilized. And that's the reason why they can't do
civilized. No, they're civilized. It's just they're not relying on their powers where everybody else uses their powers for everything.
To be fair, I just think they just didn't like waterbending would be ridiculous if they could take the moisture out of the air or like not have a simple source of water somewhere. Same with like airbending. Like if these guys are scientists, why can't they just separate the molecules in the air and then make it poison? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
Like it's things that would be like, oh yeah, that would be super cool, but the balance of everything would just be kind of not great, right?
Okay, so back to the live action version for Netflix. So the big story that came out this week. There have been stories about it, like the creators leaving, things like that. The big story is the changes they are making to the characters. The biggest one, obviously, is toning down the sexism.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think that Netflix and the writers of the live action Avatar just don't like character growth and character flaws. It's weird to me because it's like Sokka's sexism comes from like old-fashioned war times type stuff. Like he wants to be like his dad. He couldn't protect his mother. So like a lot of his sexism just comes from literally just his tribe being kind of outdated. Yeah, it's tribalism type deal. Like men are warriors, women are gatherers type deal. That's why he's extra protective over like Katara because of their mother dying and stuff,
Isn't he the oldest male too in his tribe?
Yeah, I believe
that's
so.
Still around.
Yeah, and to make it like worse is there is a very clear like little episode or two in the series where Sokka meets the Kyoshi warriors and like gets essentially put in his place and taught that mentality is not correct and women are just as strong as men, and he gains the education he needs to get out of that mindset and grow as a character and a person, right? Which obviously he does. He realizes that women can kick ass, especially in Avatar. Women can just kick ass like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just weird that like I get you don't want the backlash, but at the same time you're taking away a very important character growth, because that's also like part of the reason why he starts trusting Katara more to do dangerous shit,
Yeah. No, it's definitely, as you said, it was, I believe, and like there's people on TikTok that I follow, King Queen Lion, Straw Hat Goofy, them, they came up with some points. It's clearly making this choice and making it public, because they didn't have to say anything about it. By making it public, they wanted to get the backlash now that they control. By saying he's going to be less sexist, you get the hardcore fans are like, that's character development, blah, 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 blah. Which is true. It is character development. It is part of his character. It's not like he was out there like hitting women and thinking women can't do anything. Like that wasn't his character. It was subtle sexism from, like you said, from being the only male in his tribe and being told by every male who left to go fight in the war that he needs to protect the village. He needs to be the man of the village. And so that's what he was doing. And the elder women of the village allowed it to happen. because they weren't really afraid of being attacked because they were in a small, like, offshoot village. But it's clear that Netflix wanted this to be the issue now instead of people who didn't know the show. Because there's still a huge base that are going to watch the show because they watch Netflix shows that have no clue about the show and would see this dude being sexist and then rile up a bunch of people like, oh, this show is sexist. Look at Netflix being sexist again. And they just didn't want that to be there. And like, I guess as a business decision, yeah, it's smart. Changing the PR narrative is obviously something that all businesses do, and we'll get into that when we talk about WWE. But as a fan of the show, it's dumb. As a person who does PR, I understand the tactic.
See, I'm confused because, like, is the uproar and potential backlash from hardcore fans before the series come out better than a potential backlash of I don't know what they would call it, like a woke crowd or whatever? Like, how? And they said it doesn't translate well also, which is tough to think about because it's like you said, he just says shit.
Yeah.
Right? He's like,
things. Oh, you're a girl, so you can't throw this.
Yeah, and then he gets his ass whooped by said girl, like, every fucking time.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm confused on, like,
and his sister is clearly stronger, and he's not a good warrior. And
he becomes one, but yeah.
He becomes one, but at the beginning, he's not very...
Yeah. So, it's very weird that they're like, oh, it won't transition onto the screen in a way that, like, makes sense. Even though, like, it's really not hard to just be like, he says something minorly sexist, and he gets repercussion.
Yeah.
Like, it's not hard. And like the characters in the series are all very strong women.
Yeah.
Like Sokka is
the strongest people in the show are women. Like, obviously outside of Aang, but
another issue is they aged up some of the characters, and it's not like that big of an issue, right? But I have a feeling that they're changing the dynamic between Sokka and Katara as well with this.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be more like older sistery vibe than younger sister vibe.
And I think them diminishing that, like changing Sokka's character to the point where he's like, I don't know if he'll be like overprotective or all this stuff now. And again, that's also part of the tribalism is overprotectiveness. And it's not going to be exactly the same where he's like coddling her, thinking she's not strong enough for things, right? And I just feel like that's going to ruin Sokka's character even more to where he is like a comedic relief. And especially in this first season, because in the first season, that's kind of what he is like ish, you know what I mean? And he doesn't become like the tactician, general, soldier guy until later on. But like he doesn't have much of a character to begin like with, other than like comedic older brother role. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the semi voice of reason. But if you take that away from him, he's just not. He's just there.
Yeah. And that
I also hate the actor's face. I don't know why. It's shaped weird, bro. I ain't want to talk. I'm shaped weird in general, but like I'm just saying.
Yeah. The last thing with the Avatar that a lot of people are a little concerned about or not sure how it's going to work, that Netflix had to make a decision with any kind of kids show, like you look at Young Sheldon, Percy Jackson, the actors age quickly. And if you can't film a bunch of seasons in a row, you have to find ways around aging. And it sounds like how Avatar and Netflix are going to do it is, so we all know the comet, he sees the vision, he has a year before the comet comes. They are taking away the time frame. At least that's what reports are saying. Reportedly not going to mention the comet at all in the first season. They're going to save it for a second or third season if they have one. And they want to be able to extend time frame. So like after the first season, depending on how old the kids look, they can jump a year if they wanted to. And so that sounds what they're trying to do for the age thing. It makes sense from a business standpoint when you have actors. I just personally think you need to film when you have children's shows like this, you side on the air of caution and you film multiple seasons, even if you can't put them out.
It is also, I will be fair. It is tough because like the whole series of Avatar literally is 1 year. Like, so it's super, super tough. I think the issue with Aang that I read is that they're making him more goal oriented.
Yeah,
and don't want him to go on like little side adventures, not realizing that this is a 12-year-old boy who has the fate of the world thrusted onto his shoulders. Like even more than before when he like ran away and got into the iceberg. Now he's out of this iceberg and is told like, oh yeah, pretty much Fire Nation's destroying the world if you don't stop them. Like he's 12 and you're taking away again a very important characteristic, because it's not only like realistic for this kid to try to find fun in this world, but it's good for Katara and Sokka at the same time, because all they've known is war in their life.
Yeah.
And tragedy, right? And it shows that like he showed them that like the world is still, you know, fun and there's still good things in this world, and like taking time to relax and not having to be stressed all the time. And like it sounds super deep, and some people will be like, well, it's really not, but I don't know, man. It kind of sucks like when characters are that well established already and that well written, and you're just like taking that away. Like you have a source material. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird.
So going from that, like we said, taking away from established characters, going to transition to WWE.
I hope you edit in just like a
transition. So in the WWE recently, we had the Royal Rumble, and Cody Rhodes won it for a second time. Everybody was super excited. Like, he's going to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. He's going to face Roman Reigns. And then, so he came out Monday, saw Seth Rollins, talked about him. They were like, people got a little antsy because Seth Rollins was like, choose me. And people are like, oh no, they're going to make him choose Seth Rollins. And then he comes to SmackDown on Friday. Roman Reigns is talking. He comes out and he interrupts. And he's like, I'm going to finish my story against you. I want the belt. Just not at WrestleMania. And then The Rock comes out and they have a stare down. And over the last 2 days, We Want Cody has been trending. It's been number 1 to number 5 in the US for the last 2 days. And their video with The Rock has over 500,000 dislikes, which is the highest dislike to like ratio WWE's ever had on YouTube. And people are just upset at The Rock, at Triple H, at WWE. They think The Rock is taking over. They think
so the WWE is thinking that The Rock's doing this. Like, I didn't get to see the interaction.
No, fans are thinking.
Fans are thinking this is what happened, but all they had was like a weird stare down, or
yeah. But it's being promoted that they're there's apparently a press conference on the 8th that's going to promote WrestleMania stuff, and they're both going to be there. So people are assuming, because no words were exchanged at the
so this is the greatest I forgot what it was called. Oh no, this is the greatest like publicity writing that WWE's ever done with zero effort.
And this is the reason why. And this, a lot of people are going, oh, it's dumb. No, this is the reason why. Literally the day before The Rock happened, reports came out that not only was Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis the two people in this lawsuit for sex trafficking and all this nasty, gross shit that Brock Lesnar apparently Vince McMahon and John Laurinaitis did while leading WWE, but now it has become a federal case where the feds were looking into Vince McMahon and all of them. And so to change the public opinion and to I haven't seen a single thing since The Rock about everything that happened with Vince McMahon. No one's talking about it. They're smart. They're like, oh, we put out this Rock thing. People are going to hate it because they love Cody Rhodes. And that's what happened. It's been all The Rock. TMZ got it. New York Times ran with it. Like, they got ESPN ran with it. All these people running with it like, oh, Cody Rhodes being dissed. Cody Rhodes came back to the WWE to be overrun by The Rock, just like CM Punk and blah, blah, blah. And meanwhile, TKO and WWE just sitting there like, yeah, forget about Vince. Forget about Vince. And then you got fans out there who are like, well, I guess they're trying to get rid of the Vince McMahon and the McMahon family in whole, and now it's going to be the Anoa'i family. So Roman, The Rock, and all those are Samoan family are going to run WWE now. And just like, they're just trying to get you not to talk about Vince McMahon so their stock prices don't plummet. That's all this is. Like, we don't know what's happening. One theory I saw that sounds good is at the press conference, Roman Reigns signs the contract, Rock signs the contract, and then he's like, oh, you didn't read the contract. And he's the special guest referee at WrestleMania, and Cody Rhodes is actually the opponent, which sounds likely. And even if they don't, I don't personally want Roman Reigns to lose. I want him to keep the belt until he beats Hulk Hogan's record.
I'm pretty sure, by the way, that fits that theory is 2K24 WWE. They are adding in a guest referee mode back into it, and their tagline is "Finish the story."
Yeah.
So
it sounds extremely plausible. Like, they've been setting it up. We know Triple H has been long-term storytelling his entire run as creative director. So, like I said, this was a stunt to get you to stop talking about Vince McMahon, and they already have plans on how they're going to do this, and everybody's going to be super happy.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think WWE fans are also just kind of crazy and funny. They like to jump the gun on everything.
And it's just unfortunate. Like, this could have been, and it still could be, one of the best WrestleManias of all time, but with CM Punk being hurt, with Seth being hurt, like, you're losing two big people potentially. Like, there's a chance Seth Rollins makes it back in time, but CM Punk most definitely not. It's unfortunate. But, that's PR for you. You want a masterclass in PR? WWE is really good at doing things to make fans forget, because wrestling fans are very passionate about wrestling. Some unhealthily, but they're very passionate about it.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
But speaking of social media, we're going to talk about the last thing here. A little fun exercise. One of the things to come from TikTok and YouTube is competitive eaters, or just average people eating a lot of food. As a fat guy, clearly I know a thing or two about eating a lot of food. So, with that said, if you were to do a full menu challenge, some of my favorite ones, because it's funny to see these people try to eat $200 worth of food, what menu do you think you could do in one seating? And what one do you think would be the hardest to do?
In one sitting?
Yeah.
Not like an all-day affair? It's like I had to sit down and try to eat the whole fucking menu?
Yeah, you get however much time until you either give up or finish it.
Dairy Queen?
That's a lot of blizzards.
Oh, I gotta get every single Blizzard flavor?
Every flavor, yeah.
Bro, that's crazy. Then that's a lot of ice cream from anywhere.
No, because like Dairy Queen, the blizzards are Dairy Queen, so you can.
No, we go to the grill and chill one, and so we have like actual food options too, right? So I only have to get like 3 blizzards to supplement. I don't know. I just feel like it being, I guess, a lot of liquid would fuck you up too, right?
So you wouldn't have to get every flavor soda, but if they have like a shake, pop, a slushie, you had to get all those.
Damn. Maybe something simple like McDonald's, or probably like McDonald's. But like I don't eat sauces, so it's really tough for me because I feel like McDonald's, like Big Macs and stuff, need the sauce because it's a lot of substance to it. But like, let's just say we'll hypothetically say I'll eat it. I honestly think like McDonald's probably be one of the easier ones. Like they've minimized their menu. Maybe Taco Bell. I think Taco Bell has a minimized menu enough that like I think I could maybe. Like I would never win these challenges. In a sitting, no shot.
No.
But I think I could get close to Taco Bell.
So Taco Bell, I think, is very doable because I see some skinny people eat like 12 burritos at a time. like the hardest thing I think of Taco Bell is you do have a crave case in there. So like that adds a 12 tacos.
If it's soft shells, I'll crush them, bro.
But I think Taco Bell would be easiest. I think McDonald's wouldn't be too bad. You got
Taco John's same as that. Taco John's might be
probably super easy.
Easier than Taco Bell. I feel like they have less items. You have a 12 pack of soft shells. You have like 50 soft shells that you gotta eat. That's pretty much it. I don't know. We don't go out to eat, so I don't know what the
I would say. I don't eat fast food.
I think if you have to order multiple things off the menu, I think any pizza joint is pretty much off limits. Like, I don't think that's possible. Like, I don't think you're going to be able to get like small, medium, large, like pepperoni, or if you have to get like at least one of a small, medium, large with like one of every topping combined in it. Plus, like, you know, the calzone is a separate thing.
The pasta, the wings.
Pastas, the wings, the breadsticks. It's a lot of bread. I think pizza joints are done. I think pizza joints are done.
I think Subway would be very easy to do.
Does that mean like both 6-inch and footlong have each?
No,
because on the menu it technically says blah 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 6-inch footlong.
I think you would you would break it up like if there's 12 items, 6 foot long, 6-inch.
Okay.
With your choice of toppings, but it had to be 3 toppings.
Right. Wow. It's everything on the menu, man. I'm saying I have to eat every blizzard.
If it was the works would be hard. If it had to be the works on everything, that would be hard. Never mind. All the sauces too. Oh, that'd be gross. Hardest Sonics.
Yeah, I think
in one sitting.
We've talked about Sonics. I think in one sitting, Sonics is damn near impossible, but I think it is very possible in a full day, like going for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or breakfast, snack, lunch, dinner type deal, like order, right? I think it's very possible then. But yeah,
I think what was the challenge that we put out? It was like, because we talk about this. We've talked about this before, like you said. And I think, was it a week I was going to give you to finish the whole Sonics menu, and you could only eat Sonics.
Yeah, and I could do it. I could, for sure. Yeah,
I think a week's too long. I would give you 3 days.
3 days? I think I could still do it in 3 days. Yeah, I think I could do it in 3 days.
Okay, so you guys hear this? You get this to 1,000 views and 500 likes. Alec will do the Sonic menu for a video.
Yeah, in a bikini. I'm just kidding. Not the bikini. Not in a bikini. I can't show off the girls bikini. Like that. No, bro, don't increase that. No. Why would you want to see me in that?
No, dog, I'm trying to get your OnlyFans going, dog.
Stop.
That part just goes on the OnlyFans.
Yeah. Yeah. Mukbang on the OnlyFans, baby.
Well, yeah, so that's the episode. This is what we're going to try to do. Just some fun little quick ones. A weekend recap. I was beatboxing. This is really awkward now at this point. I am a weird person. I'm sorry. But it's that time, Alec, where you get to do the thing that everybody comes for.
Yeah, dude, shout out to all the competitive eaters. Like, honestly, when we talk about this, I go on like a YouTube binge to watch eaters and think about how fucking disgusting I feel watching them and how their tummies have to be fucked up afterwards. And I'm scared to do these challenges.
Yeah. I've watched competitive eaters for a long time. I've thought about doing them just to see if I could do it because I'm a big dude. So clearly I should be able to do it. But then I'm like, no. 1, it's a waste of money. 2, I'm going to die. 3, it's a waste of money. 4, it's crazy. Like, watch this dude named Joel on YouTube. Dude eats 7 pounds of food and then orders 2 burgers and a shake after because he was still hungry. It's not human. It's not human to have a stomach that can do that.
I wish I was a cow and had 2 stomachs.
But thank you guys again for watching our video, or listening to it if you're not watching it on YouTube, because this is on YouTube as well. So thank you guys again. We hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit that like, follow, subscribe, everything. You know the drill. That's social media, how it works. You can find us on Podbean, iTunes, everything. And until next time, have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Deuces. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.